So are we ready?
This is Jay.
This is A,
And this is Moxicated.
where we drop the booze and walk through the reality of life alcohol-free.
So grab your favorite mock, get ready to laugh, and let's get Moxicated.
Oh, we are back.
Yes, welcome back.
Welcome back with one of our favorite guests.
Yes, a very special guest.
And we love her so much. So welcome back, Suzanne. How are you?
Oh my gosh, you ladies. I just couldn't stay away. I love you both so much that I was just like, can we just hang out again? Because that's what this feels like. And I'm so glad I'm back.
Good.
Yes.
I'm glad to know it wasn't just us stalking you.
Yeah.
No.
Feelings
It's-
mutual.
Yeah, it's mutual stalking,
Yeah.
which is
Right.
kind of just like friendship, I think.
Yes. I
Right?
think
1,000%.
Okay, good.
Yes.
We're on the same page.
So we're all friends here on this
Yes.
pod.
Yeah.
We are.
But we have something new to talk about. There's a reason why you're here.
There is a reason. Oh my gosh.
Do you want to tell us, or do you want us to tell them?
Okay, I'll tell you.
Tell them.
Okay, we're going to talk about my book, The Sober Shift, a modern day guide to living an abundant, sober life. You guys, that subtitle, it took a while. It took a
Yeah.
while for me to memorize that because that's a lot of words.
Yeah,
It's the sober shift. We're shifting everything about what we have thought about alcohol, what we thought we knew, and what we thought we knew about sobriety. We're just like shifting the whole shit up.
Yes.
That's what we're doing.
Yes.
Yes. I love it. You wrote a book.
Dude.
And it's
You're an
not
author.
just a book though. It's like a interactive guide too.
It's
like
everything. It's like a journal.
Oh,
and we were even talking about it because at first I was like, "Oh my gosh, I thought that this was going to be more like of just,
Like a quitlet.
like a quitlet." But I'm like, "But there's like the story and like it grabbed me right away. Right away. I was like,
Really?
and we even like went back to different parts and we were like, we cannot wait to talk to Susan about
Yes. Oh my
Oh.
gosh. We have so many notes for your mom.
Oh, I'm
Can't
sure.
even tell you.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. We're going to have to talk about what you're going to talk to Susan about because I want to know that too. Like, it
Yes.
was so hard to write this book without thinking about what Susan would think. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yes.
Without being in like, okay,
Yeah.
well, Mom, I'm gonna write stuff. I'm so glad to hear you guys say that. As soon as you
Yeah.
started talking about the book, my heart went.
No.
It's so weird to
No.
have this thing that has been like first just in my brain and then on my computer for years. Like I
Wow.
started working on this when my oldest had just finished second grade and she is now going into fifth. And so
Wow.
this has been like
Oh,
the idea that this is going to be in front of people's eyeballs and in people's ears is blowing my mind. And even that you guys have read it, like I'm just like, oh my God. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. It's happening.
well, and it's
It's
like
amazing.
it's like another baby because
Yeah.
even you just saying like getting out of second grade, it made me think of all of the years. It's like this was a baby that was a newborn and now it's going out to
Yeah.
kindergarten. Like
Yes.
you can see your baby.
I know. I have to like release it out into the world. And it is so crazy because what I started with was so like I don't know if you want to get into the nitty-gritty of all of it, but like
Always.
okay, good.
Yeah.
Nitty-gritty, here we come. Because so when you write a nonfiction book like this is, you don't write the book all at once and then try to sell the book. You work on a book proposal first. And the book proposal is like it's like a beast in itself. Like that was probably 8 months worth of work. And it's really like what the book is going to be about. It's sample chapters. I had Kristen McGinnis, who is my like book wizard. I worked with her on that because it's a different kind of, it's kind of like a thesis paper, along with like marketing research and all of that. And so my first book proposal, what I first started on, wasn't this. And we worked on it for 8 months and we took it out and took it out to agents because you try to get an agent to pick it up first because that's what you need. And I couldn't get one. And everyone said no. No, 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 not right. Saturated, you suck. I mean, they didn't say you suck, but that's what I heard.
Ah,
And you're
Yeah.
just like, okay. And it was the first iteration of this book was more about mothering under the influence, like mommy wine culture, really like focused on that part of it. And I finally got in front of an agent who ended up becoming my agent, Colleen, who I love. And she gave me 30 minutes of her time. And she didn't, you guys, it wasn't even like I was like, "Oh my God, this is great. This is like real." But it wasn't even like on Zoom. It was like a phone call, like an old school like
yeah.
I'll talk to you like while I'm walking on my way to my next important meeting, right? And I'm
Yeah.
like, "Okay,
Wow.
okay, just like get me in the door."
Yes.
And she was like, "This won't sell." And I was like, you sure, Colleen? Like, what do you mean? What are you talking about? And this is a chapter of a book, you know? And I was like, okay, so what's the book? And she goes, she said, the sober firsts, that's interesting. And it was like a kind of throwaway comment. I wonder if she even remembers that she said that to me, but I was like, okay, that's interesting. And she goes, if you ever decide to rework this or to redo it, bring it back and I'll look at it. And I was like, that's all I need. I I actually like took the day to kind of wallow and be like, well, this is
Yeah.
horrible. And what I've been working on for a better part of nothing's gonna happen with it. But I was like, if she likes the sober first, like I've got that. Like I know what we can do here. And I need to zoom out. And so then I reworked the entire proposal starting that next day. And within a week, I had it back on her desk and it was called The Sober Shift. And it was kind of in the mommy wine culture is a chapter. And that is
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Ah,
Oh no. Suzanne.
each shift, right? And I was like, all right, well, let's just bring it back. Like, let's go back to bare bones. Let's go back to kind of that first podcast episode where I had been figuring out what I wanted my sobriety to be and what I hadn't been reading and what could be new and fresh and different than any other book. And I was like, well, we're just going to shift the whole thing. Like, let's change the
Oh,
whole thing.
yes.
oh,
It's
Oh,
it
cool.
is so
You
cool.
know, it's so funny because I I don't know, like just the whole way of like working so hard on something that was so like niche and then just taking a step back and you were able to do it and
yes. Yes.
so
I was
fast.
like almost making it harder on myself to
Yes.
go like deep on this one thing when she was like, no, I like this. And I'm like, oh, well, it's everything how my
Mhm.
sobriety has been different from the
Yes.
beginning. Okay. Like
Yeah.
I can do that. And it made it easier. It made
Yeah.
it like, okay, I mean, there's still research, which, I'm not a research person and I still had to like bring the facts, but I
Yeah.
could really share like how each part of my sobriety and how I started thinking about my sobriety very early was different than what I was reading. And so I was like, well,
Mhm.
I can do that. And then the chapters remained the same. Like they were the same. They were probably in a little bit of different order, but each chapter is a shift from kind of the old way or what we've been taught to believe about alcohol or sobriety and then what we're shifting it to. And so from you guys know from like, the shift from anonymous to proudly sober and the shift from counting days to sober first and all of these different
Yes.
shifts. And so I brought it back to her and she was, you guys, she was still, she loved it. And she was like, I still don't think, because
Ah,
here's the thing, which drove me insane. I kept hearing, we heard from like every agent, including Colleen, because this is kind of what they think in publishing is that the sobriety space is saturated and that we don't need like the big five, which is like the big five publishers. The common refrain was they already have their sobriety book. And I'm like, that's like saying they already have their memoir. Like this is like a whole genre. They already have their thriller. Like we need more. I remember being in early sobriety and like literally getting to the end of Quit Lit by women. I wanted to and read the ones just strictly written by women. And like I got to the end of the list and I was like, I have exhausted this genre. Like, and I knew that. And I was like, you
Yeah.
know, it's not saturated. Like we need more stories. And this is different because it's not a lose everything rock bottom memoir. Like
Yeah.
it's not the sensational stories that I couldn't ever see myself in those stories. And so when I was listening to my Quit Lit and reading them, there were so many times that I was like, yeah, but I mean, I didn't do that. And like, not me. Like, I didn't, I, I could just, if I had wanted to, I could really pick out so many reasons why I didn't qualify for sobriety because
Mm.
I hadn't, given a speech wasted or, you know, just put my child in an unsafe position or I just hadn't done that. But I always knew that there was a big yet there, right? Like I hadn't done that
Mm.
yet,
Yes.
but like I didn't want to wait to do that. And so
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to read a story of a woman who didn't lose that. Like didn't get a DUI, didn't lose custody of her kids or just wasn't forced to quit.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think that when we yeah when we wait until we're forced to quit, it does feel like we're giving up a privilege and that it's like, oh, I can no longer drink, like boo hoo, I'm so sad. And so the sober shift is shifting that from like not
Mhm.
waiting
Yeah.
and seeing sobriety as a privilege, not a punishment.
Yes.
Yes.
And in that sense, you just created a new genre. You created, there
Yes.
is a need there, friends,
Yes,
publishers,
yes,
people, because,
yeah,
and what we talk about a lot is like there's no right way. And so, how can there only be, one sobriety book? There has to
right.
be, and there's so many different stories that the
Yes.
three of us have encountered. And so, thank you for giving a voice to that
Yes.
because that needs to be normalized.
No, and not even you saying that because I listen to so many books and I am active in the Sober Mom Book Club on the cafe.
Yes,
And
yeah,
I'm always like, "Oh my God." But it's so true how almost every book that we read is like, and I see from the publisher like, "No, we need a rock bottom. We
yeah.
need it
We need
to
to
It
sell.
sells.
yeah,
Yes, the
we need
story.
like,
Yeah,
and all of that." And it's like, like exactly what you said. Like, I can't really think of any that it's like, no, I just made the decision. Like, and it
right.
as not a punishment. Like, no, I'm going to
As
better,
yeah.
like it is so interesting to actually think of it that way as there really aren't quit lit books that are like, no, I just made the decision. It's like, no, I, was on the streets. It's like,
Yes,
and we love drama, we love all of that, but
yeah.
also the real life of it is
Yeah.
not everybody has to go through that to quit.
And
And
I think that's exactly what I saw as soon as I started like sharing my kind of ideas about sobriety and like the before the bad stuff happens and there isn't this like normal drinker and someone like a normal drinker just isn't a thing.
Yeah.
As soon as I started sharing that, I kept hearing, I heard from, I mean, you guys know, I mean, thousands of women. Like I think that, and this is what when you guys, when I got on that second call with Colleen and I had sent her my second proposal, I was selling like I have never sold before. I was like on fire. I was like, Bluetooth in and like,
Yeah.
I was just like I was like I am a marketer. I am a salesperson. Like that is just what I that's how my brain works. Like you guys not to
Yeah.
brag,
Yeah.
but I was the top salesperson in Bloomingdale's Lennox in Atlanta. Okay. I was number one. So I know
That's
how to sell.
awesome.
Okay. Thank you. Thank
There you
you.
go.
Let's go, girl.
But like I know how to sell and I know how to
Yes.
market. And
So
I
good.
I started as a fashion influencer and then shifted to a sobriety influencer because the market was there, right?
Hmm.
Because there was a need, because this was a huge gap in the market. And as soon as I started to share the story of not waiting for rock bottom, women primarily were like, wait, me too. Like, I always thought moderation was the goal, but I hate how I feel even when I moderate, quote unquote, successfully. And I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
because moderation is a myth. That's not the goal. That's called willpower. That's called mental energy, mental
Yes.
gymnastics, all of this
Yes.
stuff that drains us. And it is the like sensational rock bottom stories that sell books and sell, tickets to movies. And like, it is a little bit, I mean, yeah, do people want to see like just the quiet inner knowing? Like, that's not sensational, right? That's not going to put people in seats. But for the women who have always been taught that they just need to drink in a better way, for them
Mm.
to see themselves on the page, that that is why I fought and fought and fought for this book. And it ended up we had I think 4 or 5 publishers wanting it. It went to auction, which is like the best case scenario for a book. So they got on board eventually and it's doing so well. Like it I'm just really, really proud that I don't I'm proud. It's weird to say I'm proud of myself because I don't let myself say that much, but I'm proud of myself that I just kind of picture myself like elbowing my way in so that the women who need to see their story on a page can find themselves and know that there is a space for them in sobriety and that life is so much fuller on this side. Um,
That's
yeah.
why we love you. That is
Yeah.
Aw,
exactly why we love you
you
because
guys.
we seriously need that. And it's so, I'm in love with even just like the imagery of the shift. Like it's
Mm.
just such a beautiful imagery for me to think about like, hmm, you know, okay, this is what's not working. So we're going to shift over here. We're going to, and like you
Yes.
do that constantly in your
Yes.
life. And
Yes.
then as you take it on, you are constantly shifting throughout sobriety. And that is honestly what it's about. And I think what a cool process of you to kind of write this through your years of sobriety, because I can only imagine in writing this book, you had several shifts and you're like,
Oh,
okay,
totally.
okay, yeah.
Yes. Oh my gosh. And even just, when you think about a shift, like what is that, right? And it's changing how we think about this thing, right?
Mm,
And how have we this book and really talking about and writing about each shift, it caused me to like go back and like where did I learn these messages about alcohol, right? And about sobriety. Like, where did this come from? We don't even, I know when I was drinking, I just wasn't even aware of the messaging around alcohol. I wasn't, I had no idea about big alcohol. I didn't know that there were huge, um, you know, executives at play, like really targeting us
mm,
to make sure that women in particular now Stay Addicted and Quiet, right?
Mm.
And and so then as I'm writing the book and as I'm researching all of this stuff, it was like so, it was like healing and empowering, and I just kept getting more pissed, which is always great for that's kind of
Yeah.
propels me.
Fuel.
Then I'm
Yes,
just like,
that's the fuel.
yes, yes. Then I'm like,
Yes.
oh, they want us to be quiet. We're gonna get really fucking loud.
Yes.
And and come home to ourselves. And yeah, through writing this, I was definitely able to heal a lot of that. I share you might not think, especially if you listen to the podcast for however 3 years or whatever, you might not think I have stories that I haven't shared because I talk so damn much. But I do. I have stories that I haven't shared that are in the book, and writing those
Yeah.
was a way for me to heal and to like go back and have so much compassion for the 23-year-old, 24-year-old me who was going through all of that debaucherous stuff. And yeah, it was a journey. It was a journey.
And the way that you tell these stories is so great. Like,
Yeah, I can't stop. I'm like, and I
yeah.
have to keep going. And then we are reading it on like the PDF form too.
Yeah, I know.
And so
You guys
I'm
have like
like,
the
oh, and
watermarked.
I'm like scrolling, and I'm like, I need like, oh my
It's so good. Even like from the intro, you talk us through like your hangover and then pull us back. And like, as someone who loves Chicago dearly and has always wondered about like inner workings of things, like just the
Yeah.
scene that you set for the party that you were
Yeah.
at, I'm like,
Oh,
oh, I'm there. Like in my
Yeah,
head, I was
you
right?
like, I
feel
was
like
like
you're there.
behind you, and I'm like, yes, I get
Oh,
to know. And just even the things you talk about is so cool. And I really appreciated that like from the get-go you pull us in with
oh,
you.
Yeah.
And that's what makes us want to keep going is you. And then
Yeah.
as we go through, there's just so much more.
I honestly, when I was reading it, I was like, oh, she's an author. Like, she needs to write more books. There needs
oh,
to be
you
more. Like, this
guys.
isn't the end of this. Like,
There's more in there.
there's more. Like,
Yes.
you can really, and I think too, to be said, like, yeah, you're the marketer, you're all of that. But the passion that you have for it, and even
Yes.
like, we're going to get louder, all
Yes.
of it. I think
Yeah.
that like you can really like feel like I have the chills. Like you can feel the passion. It's not like, oh, we're gonna make a
Oh,
book and we're gonna sell it. It's like, no, this is going to change your life. Like
So
this
read
yeah.
it.
guide
Yes.
is literally going to shift your life for the better. Like,
Yes.
and so just
Oh,
even getting that out there, and it's
Yeah.
you can just feel it. And we're just so excited.
Plus, you quote Taylor Swift and talk
I
Real
know.
Housewives. So
I know.
tell
They're
me
both in
more.
there. Oh, you guys. Well, and like the women's story, like it's a lot of my stories, right? And like the stories that I haven't told before. But there's so many stories in there, and I really wanted to make sure to include the stories from some of the women in the cafe
Yes.
who and my friends. I talk a lot about my best friend Katie. She's in there a lot. She's in there more than my brother, and he's like, dude, what the fuck? Like, why? Like, I sent him the PDF, and he goes, I just searched my name. I'm in there 4 times. What's going on? Like, he's like, why aren't I in here more? I'm like, you should have been around more then, because I don't know. But I talked so
Right.
much about, there was, man, choosing which stories were going to go in this book was probably the hardest because you guys know on these meetings, we hear stories all the time that are so rich with, oh my God, insight and experience and wisdom and humor and
Yes.
like all of these stories. And so I would literally just like be on meetings and someone would say a story that was just so relatable, not rock bottom, but a moment that she just knew
Mm.
that she was choosing alcohol over herself, right? Not like because she was going to lose her marriage or her custody of her kids, just because it was like getting in the way of her coming home to herself. And so I would hear these stories and then I would message her right away. I think back then we were like on Discord or something. And I would be like, oh my God, can we jump on a Zoom and you tell me more about this story? And I think I want to use it in the book. And so these women who said yes. And like, they didn't ever know their story was gonna end up in a book. And they were so just brave in being like, yeah, I will share the story with you so that it can help other women, because the common thread among all of us is we thought we were the only ones,
Mm,
like
Hmm.
struggling to moderate. And, having all of these doubts about our drinking, but
yeah.
really collecting so much evidence that we were fine and that we could just keep going, and like it wasn't quote unquote that bad, right? Like if you're someone who, you want to quit drinking, you wake up Sunday morning, you're hungover, and like the drive is very strong to quit drinking, and then you start kind of slipping back into patterns, and the drumbeat in your head is, well, I wasn't that bad. I wasn't that bad. I wasn't that bad. This book is for you because this will change how you think. It shifts it from I wasn't that bad to alcohol
Yeah.
is that bad, right? And so the
Yeah.
blame is no longer on the person. I really, I mean, it's not hard to villainize alcohol, but I do my damnedest because,
Yeah.
Good.
alcohol, all you have to do is tell the truth about it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why there's a lot of like alcohol reality checks in there
Yep.
of just like, hold on, I know there's a lot of noise outside, but let's just talk about how does alcohol affect your brain? My friend Jill Teets of Sober Powered, she contributed to it, and she is like the go-to if you want to know
Mhm.
about alcohol.
Yes.
And I was like, Jill, tell me everything you know so that
Yeah.
I can, I
Yes.
need you right now. Like, let's talk about blackouts and brownouts. Let's talk about how it affects your mental health. Let's talk about
Yeah.
why healthcare practitioners aren't talking about alcohol, right?
Yes.
Let's talk about how much they're drinking. Like, I really
Mm.
tried to dive into every aspect of what alcohol is, what it's doing, how it's affecting us, and then also how we've used it. And so there are
Yeah.
stories in there of women who have used it to numb and to escape and cope and conform and belong, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Celebrate.
so yeah, I just tried to just tear that shit down.
That honestly is one of my favorite things about you.
That she
Because
cares.
no,
Oh,
really, like on Instagram, whenever these people come and are defending alcohol, like in your
oh,
comments and stuff, and I'm just like, do you realize you're putting up a fight for a product that is killing you?
Yeah.
Like,
no,
like
I know.
and
Oh,
like a lot of you see on Instagram, a lot of influencers will not like write back to them or they delete the comments and all of that. And literally, I think I've screenshotted before and I'm like, our girl, and like I'll
Going
send it to
at
Jesse
it
and I'm like,
because you are
like,
her.
like that. And it's true. Like, it's so
yeah,
crazy how some people will still defend it to like even with these facts and with
yeah.
all of it and they're just like well actually and you're like well
Yeah, they're like, well,
actually
what about sugar? And I'm
yeah
like, oh, fuck off. What about sugar?
Seriously. What
Like,
about
oh
sugar?
God, don't get me started. You guys,
Yeah.
sugar has nutrients, even though it's sugar. Alcohol
yeah
has zero nutrient. Like it's not in the same
Damaging you.
category. It's just not the same category.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah
No. Well, and
Oh
I
no, I never delete a comment, PS.
oh,
Like you
yeah
leave a comment, you're gonna have to, you can live with that.
leave
Like
it
you
out.
can
Yes.
live with your comment being out there for everyone to see, and you
Yes.
will live with the repercussions of your comment.
I
Yeah.
yes
love that.
I love
Please.
it so much
Noted,
Yeah.
everyone listening, noted. Same
Do
with,
it. Yes.
yeah,
Don't
we're
delete.
taking
Yeah.
Suzanne's lead.
yeah
I think that that's what is so, like, it really makes your book so full and good. And it's like, and it aligns with your mission is that you have included all of these people that are in your community, that are
Yeah.
around us, that do know these things, that are experiencing it. And you're giving voices to all of these people too, because the sober online community is so good and so great. And we're so small. And I think that if you know some people, then you kind of know, but to like be able to expand that and show people, even the everyday stories that we hear in Sober Mom Life.
Yes.
Like I was so happy when I started seeing their stories. I was like, yes, this is so true
Yes.
to who you are and giving,
Oh.
just a story to everyone within your own. It's so
Yes.
important.
that
very
was
authentic.
that was so important for me. First of all, because they helped me build this whole thing, right? Like if they didn't like come and believe in this thing and show up and just be vulnerable and start telling the truth, which is so hard,
Yeah.
then none of this would exist. And I really wanted their stories to be heard. And yeah, they're just they're the everyday kind of normal stories that hit home, I think for me bigger than and bolder than any sort of rock bottom story.
Yes.
Because it's like, oh, holy shit. You can take something so magical, and I think that's just what sobriety does. I know that's what it did for me, that it's just these kind of seemingly mundane
Mm-hmm.
daily things that are very easily taken for granted, right? And
Mm-hmm.
I still do take them for because I'm human. But man, do they get amplified in sobriety that you can just kind of like slow down and be like, I remember my first sober 4th of July and like watching my little girls out in our backyard was all dark and just watching them run with sparklers. And I'm like, there has never been anything more magical. There has just
Mm.
never been anything more magical
Yeah.
than this moment. And like I had been running and seeking and, you know, searching for that kind of feeling for so long in alcohol and like convinced that that's what it took. And then
Yeah.
just the idea, I think that removing that one thing like
Yeah.
brought it all to me. I was like,
Mm.
holy shit. Like I didn't need to add anything, you know?
Mm-mm.
I just needed to remove this thing
Yeah.
that hadn't fucked everything up yet, but could,
But could
you
have.
know?
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like, I think it's so important for women too to like realize the power that you have and in your
Oh,
choices and in your decisions. And like the story isn't written for you. The story doesn't have to be told for you. Like, even if you feel like it's like going for you, you can stop it. You can make the decision. You can say, I don't have to do that. It doesn't have to go that
yes.
way. This is my shift. This is my choice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It's so true. And I think, growing up as I mean, I'm older than you little chickens, but like
I'm not.
like growing up as in the 80s and 90s, and I'm sure you guys know this too, just the people pleasing, be a good girl,
Mm.
little lady, the women, right? And
Yes.
I write about that a lot in the book, the cost of being a people pleaser so many times. Like I can't count how many times has come up in the cafe and just in conversations of
Oh.
women drinking to make everyone else feel comfortable,
Yes.
like
Mm.
around them,
Yes.
even at the cost of everything that we know that alcohol does. It's like, well, I don't want to be the only one not drinking. What are they going to think? Or how are they going to feel if I don't drink? Like,
Yeah.
oh man, if we could just really sit with it, right? And get
Mm.
quiet and like what is the cost of doing
Yeah.
that? And what is the cost of pouring more wine? Um, yeah, so that they are not drinking alone or they're not the only ones drinking. Like that's you don't have to pay that anymore. You
No.
just don't have to do that.
Ah,
And I feel like you give your readers, like at the end of every chapter, you're giving them a space to kind of work through
yeah.
that on their own.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
I really wanted it. The book is kind of set up in so, like the first half, we're kind of just breaking down what you thought you knew about alcohol. And it's like, let's just really tell the truth about what this thing is. There's a lot of like information, facts,
Yeah.
research. Like, no, I'm gonna teach you. There's stories too, and my stories. But here, let's do this. And then the second half of the book is like, now let's build. Like, we
Mm.
tore this shit down,
Yes.
now we're going to build. And so I do kind of picture myself like holding your hand along through it. Like this is kind of the journey that I went on. And so I'm right here. And so if you consider, the chapter as me kind of telling you all of these things, then at the end of every chapter, or actually like in the middle of the shift, and then at the end, you get it's your turn. And like I kind of walk you through these things and questions to ask yourself, and or some exercises to do, to journal, to write on a post-it. You don't have to journal. It's not like a woo-woo journal thing. I'm not a journaler, but however you want to do it. Yeah, to really walk you through,
Yeah.
like, let's look at all of this stuff that we haven't looked at before. Let's really talk about your shame. Let's go deep. I share mine with you, right? And then I kind of walk through how you can work through yours. Um, yeah, that was really important because I didn't want it to be, yeah, preachy or just like, this is what I did and it'll work for you. It's like, no, no, you're going to make this your own, and I'm
Yes.
just going to come along with you, and we're going to do this together, and you're not alone.
Yes.
I think you
Yeah.
did that perfectly. I like the
Thank
I love
you.
that it's even called Now It's Your Turn because it's like,
Yeah.
okay, now you're holding space for me to open up and
Yeah.
examine, like break down, and
Yeah.
get to the bottom of what my part of this chapter is.
Yeah. And like
Yeah.
the stuff that comes up for you, my favorite books are like dog-eared and highlighted the hell out of, and post-it
Yes.
notes in there. And like I want that to be this book. Like I want you to be able to go back and be like, okay, okay, hold on. Like let's drown out the outside noise with this. And like let's just get back to like, what we always say, how I feel and what I need, right? And so I
Yes.
hope this is just like guiding you toward that in a full life without, yeah, without alcohol.
Yes.
Yes.
Love it all.
Ah, you guys.
I love you.
I know, I love you. I just need to come back here and, once it gets out into the world, because, oh, big, big exhale, big
Yeah.
sigh language
Big
over here.
exhale.
Because, I I don't know. I don't know what the response is going to be and the reviews, and I didn't write it for that. Like I literally just wanted to reach the woman who always felt like she never qualified for sobriety, like she wouldn't ever call herself an alcoholic,
Yeah.
and she doesn't want to go to AA, but yet at 3 a.m. in the morning when the world is dark and everything's quiet, she hates her relationship with alcohol.
Ugh.
Like that it has chipped away and chipped away and chipped away. And that's I just wrote, because that was me. That was
Yeah.
100% me. And so I just wrote it for her. So if it reaches her, we're good. We're good.
Yeah.
I think in fall 2025, there are so many hers out there that are
Yeah.
waiting for something, that are searching for something like this. And I am so happy that they get sober shift, that is going to be a gift. And I know you're nervous, but us outsiders can see that it's going to be
Aw.
amazing, and
Yes.
we're just so happy and excited and thrilled to be able to talk about it and be able to tell our listeners about this and to go order it, because you can get it anywhere, right?
Yeah.
Anywhere?
Yes, you
Yes.
could get it
Everywhere.
anywhere. You guys, you could get it. Yeah, anywhere you get books. I do read the audiobook.
I know. I'm so excited for the audiobook because I'm an
I
audio
think,
girl and
yeah, I know, me
it to
too.
be your voice is so
So
cool.
cool.
I always say this
Oh,
softly, but I dislike when like
yes.
authors
No,
that
yes.
it's like about their life and then they have someone else read it. I'm like, no,
I want
we
to
want to
hear
hear
your
from you. We
voice.
want to hear your
Yes.
voice. We want like the
Or when it's
authentic.
just like a bad narrator. And
Oh
Yeah.
then,
yeah.
Oh my
you
God.
guys, I'm reading I'm listening to the Gwyneth biography. I just can't. I love Gwyneth Paltrow so much. She makes an appearance in the book through a la sliding doors. And I can't finish it because of the narrator. Like
Is it
I
just a
a
random person?
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to call her a random person because I think this is what she does, but it's not. Okay, so it's not her autobiography. So it's like un whatever approved. I don't know.
Yeah.
But still, we in the Gwyneth
Oh.
sphere were excited about it. And like
Mhm.
how you can make Gwyneth sound boring is beyond me.
Yeah.
So in her life, like her life is
Yeah.
not. So yeah, like a bad narrator ruins a book. And
Yeah.
I don't think I was bad. I think
No.
I
No.
think that
Thank
I just
you.
read it like I'm talking right now. Like I tried to read it pretty conversational. There is, it was pretty it was it was cathartic to be able to read these words that I wrote.
Yeah.
Feels like a long time ago.
Yeah.
Well, I think the second to last chapter, um, I write about losing my dad, and there's tears, and like I tried to get through it, but you will
Mm.
definitely hear me not getting through it like this, like,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
think that was
Yeah.
important too, that and Harper, one of Harper Collins, has been amazing in just really letting me, like, they're like, yeah, you know what your message is, you know what to do, like you go, yes, obviously you read it, like I didn't have to audition. They were like, if
Yeah.
you want to read it, you read it.
Mm.
And even the director there, she was like, if you're going to get choked up and cry and you want to keep reading, keep reading. If you need, like, I had to take some breaks, and she was like, you take as much time as you want and then come back. She was like, you're not going to read this like a robot. You're going to read, like, these are really hard words to read. And so she
Wow.
let me do that, and so you'll definitely hear, yeah, it's me, and it's all of the emotions, and yeah, and there's some light parts too. It's not just heavy. There's some humor, and
Yes,
because there has to
definitely.
be.
And
Yeah,
some
of
very
course.
good stories and some stories that leave you wanting more, obviously,
Yes.
why we've made some notes.
Oh, okay.
Some
I want to
notes for
hear.
retreat. And
Yeah.
so whenever we can
Oh,
have
okay,
some
good. Okay,
one-on-one
good.
time with you and
Yeah,
your
you
mom,
guys
we'll
get the
just be
follow-ups.
pulling. It'll be
You
like
guys,
Love Island. We'll say, can we pull you for a chat really quick?
I'll be like, oh yeah, let's go to Soul Ties, baby.
Let's go to Soul Ties, please.
Oh my God,
Oh,
yes.
but really, oh, it's so cool. And I was so happy that you documented your time recording in the studio
Yeah.
because it was such a cool thing just for me to see as someone who knows and loves you and like just watch your journey. And
Oh,
I don't listen to books, but I almost want to listen to this because I just love your voice. I could listen to
Yeah.
you forever. You
oh
have
my
such a
God,
nice,
that's
calm voice. And I feel like you telling the stories is just gonna
Yeah.
be, I'm so excited for that.
Yes. Yes.
thanks,
No.
guys. You're gonna have to
Yes.
tell me how it goes because I don't listen to the podcast and I won't listen to the book. So just tell
Yeah.
me tell me
You.
how it is.
You.
We'll tell
Because
you in soul ties, okay?
yes, tell me in Soul Tide. Wait, do you guys listen to your podcast? Do you listen to it before it
I
comes
do.
out?
Well, not before
Yeah.
it comes out. I listen
Oh
after
yeah.
and
You
I'm
okay?
like, oh, wow. Whoa.
I'll
Okay.
listen to it if there's something that like I needed to check on, or if we had
Yeah.
like an audio issue. But even if that's the case, like I'll either find myself laughing with us, and then I'm like, is it weird that I'm laughing at myself?
Yeah.
Oh
Or
my
I'll be
God,
like,
yes.
okay, got it. It's time to turn it
Yeah.
When
off
you're
now.
like, God, I'm so funny. Or like because I used to do a podcast with my brother called Brand New Information. And I would listen to that one because that was like my favorite podcast. So I was like, we are so funny. And then, he would make a point, and then in my head, I would make a point, and then I would say it on the podcast. And I'm like, yes, you made the right point.
Yeah.
But now I don't listen. I haven't listened to my podcast in years. I can't.
Yeah, it's a very interesting thing, and I honestly have talked to a lot of people who I feel like that's kind of similar. Like,
Yeah.
even I don't know any actors or actresses, but thankfully because we watch
Oh.
Bravo a lot, they talk to them, and like a lot of people don't watch.
No. Could you imagine, like, if you were an actor, never. I
No,
would not watch dailies. I would not,
no.
no. I
If
would
I
not do it.
I think I
No.
could, if I was an actor, I could watch more. If I was reality TV, absolutely
No.
never. I could never
No.
watch.
Could
I
No.
would
you
never. No,
imagine?
no,
No take
No.
no,
backs. It's already there.
no,
No, no
ever,
take backs.
ever.
No. And
Yeah.
like the worst edits ever.
Oh
Oh
my
my
gosh.
God.
Yes. People
Like if
not
you were
on our side.
Tamra this week, would you die?
I would
Like,
die.
no, I
I'm,
would.
I'm dead.
Well, if I
Yeah.
was Tamara any week, I would die, but oh,
I know
my.
it's so bad. It's
Yeah.
so bad.
Oh
It's
my
like when I
God.
was on the news.
I remember when you were on the
And
news. That
I
was
did the worst
Edit.
edit ever of me just saying that my coffee was like smoking a cigarette. Like of all the things we talked about. And I wish
oh
I
my
would have
God.
never watched that.
What's actually funny is I feel like
That's
Allie took years like getting away from the narrative that she was a cig smoker, and then she makes one comment on
One
the
comment
local
on the
news,
news.
and it all comes flooding back.
You should
that
see
is so funny.
I don't think a person scrolls past a cigarette meme without sending it to me.
Oh, that's so okay. You
All I
still
get.
loved to smoke?
Oh, loved
Oh
it.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even last night, I was at a concert and my friend was like, I smell a cigarette. You okay? And I'm like, yes, I'm
she's like
fine."
floating in the
I'm
air.
like, just trying to
Wait,
get some secondhand.
did you stop smoking when you stopped drinking? No.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, you
There's a
did?
Yeah.
pregnancy.
Because it was my pregnancy. Oh, I was
Yeah.
mean. Very mean. Chris was
Yeah.
like, and I would be like, I quit smoking. I quit drinking. Like, get away
Yeah,
from
that's a
me.
lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot to do at the same time.
Yeah.
I only smoked when I drank, but man, did I love to smoke when I drank. Like,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
oh.
See,
I loved to smoke.
I did.
I tried to get her on the train, but
It's
she
because
wasn't.
I smoked marijuana
Loser.
first, where you have to like inhale and hold it. And so
Yes.
then anytime I tried to smoke cigarettes, I tried to, I like
Doesn't
my
work.
brain doesn't understand how
No.
to do it differently. And so I would be like throwing up, and it's
Yeah,
just,
you don't want to do that.
I can't
Yeah.
do this.
Yeah, no, it's an interesting world, you know?
Yes, but that's, why we are what we are. We've
Yeah,
had
that's
these
right.
stories, and
Oh, I love it.
God, I love it so
Uh,
much. Well, before we let you go, we want to know what's next. So the
Oh
book is
man.
out, and Sober Shift. You can October 2nd
is when this episode is airing.
is when this episode is
Is when
airing.
this, yep, it's October
Yes.
2nd today. Okay, so today I am currently on tour, which is
Oh,
exciting. I know. You can find all of my tour dates at SuzanneWarye.com. But so last night I was in Indy, which was amazing.
okay.
Oh, it
I
went
can't even believe
it
that.
was incredible. And then yeah, I have DC coming up, Boston, Santa Monica, Seattle. We've got some dates, ladies.
I'll meet you in Santa Monica.
I know that's the closest.
Okay, let's do it. Come with me to
Maybe.
Zibby's
Maybe
in
we
Santa Monica.
should do that. That would be
Girls,
fun.
don't even tease me right now.
Well,
Don't
that's the
tease
closest
us.
you are to
We
us
are-
for this date.
Do it.
Gosh, all right. So you wrote a book, and then you got to speak the book, and now you get to go on tour. And
I
you're the
know.
coolest
And then I'm
person I know.
gonna
Yeah.
And then
And what?
you're the coolest person I know.
Yeah, right.
And then we
Not
get to see you
true.
in retreat,
I
Yes.
know. Well, I get to see you guys soon.
Yes.
and we'll
Oh,
be in person.
that retreat. I know I said it's still going to be chaotic, which it is, but it's still going to be like an exhale. Like that
Yes.
retreat, I'm going to be with my people.
Yes.
Like it's going to feel like, yeah, I can't. It's like a salve to my soul. So I can't wait. And then after that, you guys, I might dip into true crime. Who knows?
Ooh. Okay.
I might just shift.
I'm
Talk
in.
about a shift. I might.
Yeah.
Keep it
I
up.
literally-
love true crime.
My
I'm
brother
into
and I
crime.
have been talking about doing this podcast forever about the serial killer we went to high school with. Actually, elementary school, junior high, and then high school. And my brother was on his list.
Oh
Yeah,
my
1000%.
God. Yeah, you need to do that.
Okay,
Because
that's happening.
also,
I
I
want
actually
Right?
I would text your mom about it because in Madison, Wisconsin, it was on Dateline the other night, and I was like, "Hey, are you safe?"
Yes.
She was like,
Yes. Yes.
And she was like, "Wait, what's going on?" And I was like, "I need to know you're safe right now, okay?"
Yes,
She was
please
laughing
check
at me.
in.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that is incredible. And you know what's so funny is when you said earlier that you used to listen to you and your brother's podcast and laugh all the time. I'm like, I bet that was so funny.
Yeah.
And so I'm
Yours
in. I
was
think
so
that
good.
Yes.
you need to do that because I will
Okay.
listen
I
to
think so
every
too.
episode.
I mean, I'll still like talk about sobriety. We're thinking about like maybe like monthly workshops touring or something like that. That might be coming, like TBD. I don't know. So I'll definitely like always be interested in connecting with women in sobriety. But I
Yeah.
also like, you guys know I love true
I know.
crime and
I
like to be
know.
able to like kind of, yeah, do that. We'll see.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Exciting.
The
Yay!
sky's the limit for you,
Sky's the
Emma.
limit, man.
Totally.
Oh,
Um,
I love you,
we love
ladies.
We love
you, and we're
you.
gonna link all of the places
Yes.
Yeah,
that
come
you
see
can get
me. Come
everything.
find me.
Yes, come
Yes.
find her,
Yay.
and we will come see you, and we are gonna
Please
come
do.
see you.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so yeah, thank you so much for being here.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me. I'm coming back next
Always
week,
open
Yeah.
invitation.
tomorrow. Do this
Yeah,
every day.
we'll do it every day. We love you, babes.
Love you.